Hey, what's up everyone, it's me, Richard Gomiski, bringing you all my extra videos on my look at the classic Sonic games, starting off with Sonic 3D Blast. So, yeah, this video will only be one part. It's mainly just these extra videos, they're mainly just going to be like mini reviews. So, yeah, Sonic 3D, well, let's start with the plot. Sonic 3D Blast starts off with Dr. Robotnik finding these little birds that have these secret godly-like powers. How he has these powers, we'll never know. And why he wants to harness these powers is, well, fairly simple. He just wants to take over the world. But Sonic doesn't have time for that, so we've got to rescue 5 Flickies per stage by destroying the Badniks that contain the Flickies. And that's basically the plot out of the way. It's a fairly simple plot, but it works. It's not remarkable. But yeah, plot out of the way. Time for the gameplay. The gameplay, as you can see right there on the screen, is from an isometric view. It's not 3D at all, but you know, you can kind of see why they wanted to call it Sonic 3D Blast, though, because of that. You move Sonic with the analog stick, and you can jump. You can jump with the X button, assuming you're playing the GameCube version, and roll with the A button. If you happen to have what I have in my possession right now, which is the homing shield, what am I doing? You can perform the homing attack by hitting the X button twice. So yes, this game is actually the first Sonic game to introduce what will later be the homing attack. So if you see one of these orange shields, hold on to it. In terms of power-ups, it's the usual standard rings, shields, speed shoes, invincibility, and what? There we go. You know what? The only new power-up that's introduced is the homing shield. I don't believe there's... I don't think there is a spin dash in Sonic 3D Blast. No, there is not. So there's no spin dash at all. And Sonic actually never gets to enough speed to run in this game. You're constantly jogging over a big plane. Because they felt the need was for exploration. Because you're constantly looking for these Flickies, which honestly I'm not terribly fond of. The graphics, well, that all depends on what version you're playing, personally. I mean, there's actually, if you all didn't know this, there's 2 versions of Sonic 3D Blast, the Saturn version and the Genesis version. The version I'm playing is the Genesis version, which is ported onto the Mega Collection. I don't really like the way it looks, personally. I think it just looks too bland for my tastes compared to the Saturn version. And, you know, if you ever get a chance to look the Saturn version up, I recommend it, because it looks a hell of a lot better than this does. The music, again, the Saturn version is superior on that. And in order to actually fully beat the game, you need to collect 7 Chaos Emeralds by entering the special stage. And the special stages don't look that impressive as well. But there we go, Sonic got through Act 1. But there are some tracks in the Genesis version that I do like over the Saturn version, but but I mostly prefer the Saturn soundtrack. But to sum up, Sonic 3D Blast, repetitive, slow, and this is on the Genesis, because this is the version I'm playing. Repetitive, slow, music is not the best, and graphically, very poor for its time. With that said, I will see you all for Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine.